Forgot my cup. All right, hello everyone. I hope you are doing well, and I hope that you had a nice year. 1 year ago, I filmed this kind of recap video where I went through last year, talked about what I did a bit career-wise, and I wanted to do that again just to see how this year has been compared to the previous one. And I figured that this kind of stuff would be fun to see maybe like 10 or 20 years from now. I guess we can just jump into it. Like last year, I will also go a bit month by month and tell what I've done. This is just focused on my music career and drumming. This is my first like full year as a full-time musician, which is pretty cool. I've been able to pay my bills with just music and drumming and that kind of stuff. So I'm really grateful that has worked out so far, and I'm hoping many years more to come of this. All right, let's just get into it. So in January 2025, I basically spent the month just recording session work, which is going to be an occurring theme in all of the months. That has turned out to be quite a relevant source of income for me. But in January, I didn't have any gigs, but with one of my bands, Verikotka, we took some promo pictures finally up in the north of Finland in the winter, in the cold, and we released our debut album this year finally, which I will tell more about when the month comes in. But then as we moved to February, we had a gig with my other band Vansidian in Lappeenranta here in Finland, in a place called Nuijamies. Really cool venue. It's more like it was an old building, kind of a theater feel to it. It was very nice. Then shortly after, we also with Vansidian we played a all ages concert in Tampere. One of the things I do regularly is that I do band teaching. So once a week there's a group of usually teenagers, and then I teach them. So through that association we also went and played to an all ages concert with Vansidian. And then besides that, in February I basically just recorded session work, and also I want to mention, like, whenever something I recorded was released that month, then I will give it a shout out. So in February, a project from USA called Chains of Pleiades released their first single. I recorded a full album for them, and they have been dropping singles throughout the year, so there's going to be a lot of Chains of Pleiades popping in this vid. So they released 2 singles, White Night and Can I Be Saved, in February. Then as we glide into March, I spent again quite some time doing session recordings. In this month I recorded, I already had recorded this earlier, but what came out was this song In Solitude by Funeral Baptism from Argentina/Romania. It's a black metal project. And then additionally, when I mentioned about Chains of Pleiades, they also released a song called Daylight Entombment. In March, I went and played 3 concerts with this Romanian band Painil Era, who I already last year I went to Romania for this video shoot where we recorded two of their songs as some sort of studio live thing. And in March we had 3 concerts We played in Prague, in Czech Republic, and in Timisoara, their hometown in Romania, and in Budapest in Hungary. These were all really cool shows, and it was really awesome to get to see more of the world, so to say, and to travel around. Even though it was just 3 gigs, but it was really awesome. I had a lot of fun. And in January 2026, the 10th of January, we're playing in. I'm playing one gig with them in Bucharest, in the capital of Romania, supporting Dor de Dur. What else? I think that was all about March. Then, as we moved to April, I did more session work as usual. Mostly I do all of the session work here in Tampere, where I live, but I also went to Helsinki to a studio to record for one project which hasn't come out yet, but it will. It's a cool project as well. And for songs or for material that was released in April, there was Urisk, Shivering Lights. It's a black metal band from Germany, who I also played on their demo, which was released last year. And they also had a new demo coming out actually last month. Yeah. So Shivering Lights was one of the first session recordings I ever did. Actually, I think it was like the second or third recording I ever did. Then I did this really long song. It's like a 19-minute song by an artist called Galvaö, and this masterpiece is called Movimento Perpetuo. And I actually have a drum playthrough of this whole song on my YouTube. So yeah, recommend checking that out. It's a really cool song. Then additionally there was Karn Sol, which was released. This is just black metal from Canada or USA, I believe. Besides the session recording stuff, I did a session gig with this Finnish band Karu. They were really kind. I played a few concerts with them this year as a session drummer, and they were kind enough to give me a shirt as well. So in April, with my band Vansidian, we were shooting a music video for our EP, which was released in October. And we were shooting this song called Colorless Black. Then, in May, I did more session work again, as it has been an occurring theme. And stuff which got released were, firstly, there was this project called Vendmar. They released an album called Night on the Horned Mountain. This was my first ever session recording, which I did a few years ago. They were also kind enough to send me this cool shirt, so long sleeve actually. Then I've done a project from the USA called Leaking Through Limbs. It's called Re-Recorded Demo, which I played drums on. Then we have more Chains of Pleiades. Blacklight is the song that came out in that month. And then we had a Vansidian gig here in Tampere. And I had another session gig with Karu. I also play with a third band called Thyrargo, which is death metal. And we had a gig in Tampere as well. Then in June, I did more session recording work, surprise, and stuff which came out that month. There is a few things here again. Gviri, Killing Gods. This is a German death metal project. Then we have Subject Zero, Mariana Trench. This is just one song. And this is from Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of a metalcore song. Then more change of playlists. They released a song called Branded. Then we had a Thyrargo gig in Helsinki, and then I had a gig with Karu. Yeah, that's about it for June. Then, as we moved to July, straight in the beginning of July, I traveled. Funny story actually. In June, I played one concert then as a session drummer with Karu, and we were opening up for this band called As the Sun Falls from Finland as well. And a while after the concert, I was asked to help out As the Sun Falls with a few concerts. So I did that. We went to Germany to play 2 festivals in the beginning of July. So that was a really awesome experience as well. Really great stuff. I really like traveling, and before that I actually hadn't been to Germany, which I've always really wanted to go. I've always really wanted to go there, so it was really cool to finally get to visit Germany. But yeah, we played 2 smaller festivals. Rock in Dagsbau. It was a really cool festival in the middle of nature and trees and forest. Yeah, it was awesome. And then the second day we played a festival called Green Hell Festival. I have a pass from that festival. They had some sick bands. For example, Neckbreaker from Denmark. They're awesome. And also the project called Gviri, which I mentioned earlier. I met up with the guy behind it, Christian. So it was nice to meet him at the festival. Besides this, in July I did a bit of session work, and stuff that got released was this album I recorded for a project called Augmented Existence. This is a Finnish project, black metal, kind of psychedelic black metal stuff. Then in August I did more session recordings, and stuff which got released were Shadows Miseria. This is a full-length album from Sweden/Germany. This is also one of the first session recordings I've ever done, and now it finally got released, which is awesome. And then we have some more change of playlists. They released a song called The Pale Throne. Then at the end of August I filled in for As the Sun Falls for one more concert in Slovakia at a festival called Gothum Festival. We flew to Budapest, and then we drove from there to Slovakia. It was a great festival, which I have this thing as well from it as a memory, which is nice. I just remember it being super muddy, especially in the evening because it started to rain. Then in September I recorded some session work, surprise, and we went to Germany with Thyrargo, the death metal band, for one concert. This was kind of a culture exchange project trip. Is why we went there. We had one concert there, and then we visited Thomann headquarters, which was awesome, and we just traveled a bit around in Germany. In Finland I had my first ever double gig, so two gigs in one day. I played with Karu as a session drummer, and then I played with my other band Verikotka at the same time. So first I played with Verikotka, and then I played with Karu after that. On that day we released our debut album with Verikotka as well. It is my first band, which we started in 2018 already, and we've just slowly been working on the material and building the songs and there's been some ups and downs in the recording process as we were just learning it, and so, but now we finally managed to release the first album, which I'm really happy about. As we get to October, there was a lot of releases. First of all, with my other band Vansidian, released a EP called From Which a Light Can't Escape. Yeah, I'm really happy how that turned out. This is the first release I play the drums on with Vansidian, and I'm really happy that I could be a part of it. So it turned out pretty cool, I think. And then, as it comes with session recordings, a lot of stuff got released this month. First of all, a project from Norway/USA called Heraldic Blaze released an album called Monument of Will, which I recorded the drums for. This is an really cool album. Then I recorded the drums for a project called Sakas from Iceland, and they released an album called Merci Solar, or Merki Solar, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is also cool stuff, black metal, kind of atmospheric black metal, I guess. Then a song from a project called Vampiric Oath got released, and this is a project from Argentina/Romania. There's a full-length album coming in January or February, I believe. Then I recorded the drums for an EP for a project called Theon from Belgium. And there was more change of playlists with songs Flesh, Mutiny and Saved. And then Eldvind from Sweden released their first song called A Curse Unbroken. Yeah, for the rest, we had a Vansidian gig in Helsinki, and with the organization I work with called Rock Camp, where we organize events and stuff for youngsters. We organized a heavy no to bullying event, which is a concept where there's like a panel discussion and some artist clinic perhaps, and then youngsters get to come there and perform with their own bands. So we just kind of want to give youngsters the opportunity to come and play. So we had that. And then we had one more Verikotka gig in actually my hometown. That was an awesome gig. They organized this local metal 2-day festival called Metal Ran. Then in November I worked really hard on session recordings. That was basically all I did. So there was one EP which was released. It's from a project called Riuten from Germany. This is like really nasty, gnarly death metal, really cool stuff. Then I helped out on one gig with thrash metal band Osiris Rex. In December, I basically had a lot of session recording work. So that's basically what I worked on the entire month. And additionally, then with the organization Rock Camp I work with, they're based in other cities in Finland, but we're also going to open our own office here in Tampere. So we started renovating that. So that's a bit what we've been working on also. But yeah, that's about the year 2025, I think. Quite some stuff actually, when I think about it now, when I went through it and I told it and said it out loud. And as a small summary of for example, the session recordings, I did 49 different projects which I recorded this year. So I feel like it's quite a lot. That like includes albums and just single songs and EPs and whatever. But as I said, recording work has basically been my main source of income, and I really love it. I really think it's awesome to record the drums to different music. And besides this, I've also done some drumming lessons, and then this stuff through Rock Camp. And then as for gigs, this year I did 19 gigs, not that much, I guess. And when it comes for next year, there are, as in Finnish we have the saying, iso juttui tulos, which means just like big things coming. So next year is gonna be quite a year on as it looks like right now. So I'm very excited for that. So yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this long ass video, and I hope you all had a nice year, and I wish you all an awesome new year, and yeah, thanks a lot, and